Hey YouTube, this is Stuttering Duck. I wanted to get into some Bible prophecy today. I really don't think we have a lot of time left. There seems to be a real quickening of events. So let's get into it. Just like Joshua said to the people in Joshua 24:15, "Choose this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." The time is coming, it's rapidly approaching, when everyone will be forced to choose between Jesus the Christ and the Antichrist. If you don't choose now, you'll be forced to later. But let me get into my message. There are only a few things left to be fulfilled in Bible prophecy: the rapture of the church, the battle of Gog and Magog, the 7-year tribulation, and the return of Jesus Christ at the Battle of Armageddon. 4 things. First, the rapture of the church. When Jesus will secretly come for those that are waiting for him. Not people that are just religious and go to church now and then. People that are looking for him. That's why Jesus said, watch. It is similar to the Jewish wedding. Jesus compared the rapture of the church to the Jewish wedding. He said in John 14:1-3 that he's going to prepare a place for us, and then he will come for us, so that where he is, we may also be. In Israel, when a young Jewish man proposed to a woman, they got engaged, but they didn't have the wedding until he went back to his father's house. Analogy is God the Father, and prepared a place, an addition onto the house where he lived. In that day, families rarely moved away from the village that they grew up in. They stayed in one village all their lives. They were born there, they lived there, they died there. They rarely left the village except a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. So when a bride and the groom got married, they didn't move to the next city over to find work. They just built an addition onto Daddy's house. So when the bridegroom had completed the addition, he would ask the father, "Can I go get my bride now?" And the father would say, "Yes, go get your bride," or "No, you need to reinforce this wall," or something. But the bride would never know when the bridegroom was coming. It could have been 2 in the afternoon, or 8 o'clock at night, or 3 in the morning. That's why Jesus said to watch. You don't know when the Son of Man is coming. So prophetically, when is the rapture? No one knows, but according to 2 Thessalonians 2:7, it will be before the Antichrist is revealed. So sometime between now and the beginning of the tribulation, Jesus is coming for the church. It may be before the battle of Gog and Magog, it may be after the battle of Gog and Magog. I don't know. But seeing how Iran, Israel, United States, and Russia are gearing up for World War III, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that it's going to be soon. If you didn't see my video on the Battle of Gog and Magog, I'll post a link at the bottom so you can check that out. So what's next? What if I decide to reject Jesus Christ and do my own thing? Well, I'll tell you what you have to look forward to. After World War III is over, when all the nukes have been popped and nuclear winter is starting and the economy is in turmoil and the world is in turmoil, up will step this brilliant man. The Bible calls him the Antichrist. The Bible also calls him the Beast. And he'll have all kinds of great solutions to get the economy going. He'll sign a peace treaty between Israel and the Arabs for 7 years. He'll enable the Jews to rebuild their temple in Jerusalem. The Jews will probably think that he is the Messiah, but he will be a monster. Halfway through the tribulation period, 3.5 years in, he will go into the temple that he allowed to be built and declare himself to be God. At this point, the Great Tribulation will commence, and God will really pour out his wrath on the Antichrist and his kingdom, even as the beast goes after the remaining Jews and the remaining Christians to slaughter them. He and the false prophet will cause all of the armies in the world to gather together in the valley of Megiddo, or Armageddon, to meet Jesus and the returning armies from heaven for the great battle of Armageddon. Spoiler, the Antichrist will lose badly. It's just a last-ditch desperate attempt to keep Jesus from taking control of the earth. Kind of futile, really. It's a lot to absorb, and there's a lot going on, so I'm going to break up this subject into three areas: the natural, the supernatural, and the political. I'm going to start off with the natural. So what in the world is going on? You got earthquakes, tsunamis, droughts, floods, fires, famines, diseases, wild weather. Just let me share some stuff with you. It's not your imagination. There are a lot more earthquakes going on, and there are a lot more frequent and intense. Places like Christchurch, New Zealand, Haiti, Chile, Sendai, Japan, Indonesia, Pakistan, Italy. America is on fire in the West. In the Bible, God always sent a drought on sinful, disobedient Israel when he wanted to get their attention, and it looks like the same thing's going on in America. No rain equals no crops, and very tinder dry brush. There's one fire in New Mexico that's burning 339 square miles right now. I only expect it to get worse, frankly. Then there's all these weird diseases popping up: SARS, bird flu, AIDS, swine flu, West Nile, and that weird flesh-eating disease seems to be making a comeback. That doesn't include all the genetically engineered stuff that the government and terrorists are working on. I think that's going to be a major player later on in the tribulation, but I'll get into genetic engineering later. One more sign: volcanoes. Not only current volcanoes like Kilauea and Etna, but dormant ones are showing signs of life. In Korea, Iceland, Philippines, New Zealand, and Chile. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on natural signs because we see them every day on the news. Don't believe the experts who say this is all normal and nothing to worry about, or it's climate change. Talk about beating a dead horse. It doesn't matter how bad the catastrophe is, the experts will always say it's normal, nothing to worry about. Don't look behind the curtain, move right along, folks, nothing to see here. They won't tell you the truth until it's too late anyway. That's what they're paid to do. In my next video, I'll go over the supernatural and the political signs. Until then, thanks for watching, and look up, for your redemption draws near.